Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie. Today we are going to crochet this baby squirt turtle. It works great as a small little handheld plushie, or like I've done here, you can attach a keychain to it and it becomes a great little bag charm or keychain for any bag you have. To start, we are going to be using Bernat blanket yarn in two colors. I have this one for the body and this one for the shell. You can choose any colors you like, whatever you want your turtle to come out as, yellow, pink, blues, greens, anything you like, which is also a really fun way to make this totally your own. You will need a 5mm crochet hook, scissors, a yarn needle, a stitch hook, and additionally you will need two 10mm safety eyes and backs, or if you prefer, you can embroider the eye yourself as well. To start, we are going to make the 4 fins. So you will take your body color, and we will be starting with a simple slip knot onto our hook. So to do the slip knot, you are going to lay your yarn across your fingers, wrap it around your pointer and middle finger and back up. Make an X across your fingers. Behind your fingers, you will insert your hook underneath that first loop, and you will grab with your hook that second yarn and pull through. Grab the 2 ends and pull tight, and then you can tighten the yarn on your hook by pulling on the rest of your yarn. To begin here, we will chain 4. So to chain, we do yarn over, pull hook through, that's chain 1, yarn over, pull hook through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. That's our chain 4. Next, we will be doing a slip stitch in the second chain from our hook. So here we have 1, right here that's 1, and here is 2. So you will insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. There's your slip stitch. Next, we will be doing a single crochet into the next stitch. And next we will do a half double crochet in our final stitch. To do that, you will yarn over, then insert your hook, yarn over again, pull through 1, yarn over and pull through the 3 loops on your hook to make your half double crochet. This is it for our first fin. So you will leave a little bit of a tail and then just simply yarn over, pull through with all your yarn and tighten. There's your fasten off. We'll use these 2 tails later to tie the fin into the body of our turtle. So we're going to repeat this process 3 more times. I'll leave the instructions onto the page so that you can see it, but I will work this up on screen in a little bit of fast time. Okay, so now we have our 4 fins ready to go. Push them out of the way to use for later. Next, we're going to do the turtle's head. To start, we're going to make a magic circle or magic ring. To do this, you are going to start by, again, laying your yarn flat over your fingers, loose tail by your pinky. Wrap your yarn around your pointer and your middle finger. And again, you want to bring that X here. You want to see this X where the yarn has crossed over. And you're going to keep your yarn tail, the long side connected to your yarn ball, at the back of your fingers here. You're going to insert your hook under the first, and you're going to grab the second and pull it under. Okay. Well, one more time I'll show you that. You're going to insert under the first, grab our yarn. I'm just twisting my hand after so I can see it on this side. Okay. You're going to grab that yarn so it stays on your hook and let your fingers out of that loop. And then you're going to hold on to this loop here and get my working yarn. And we're going to chain one. Okay, this has made our beginnings of our magic ring. In here, we will single crochet 8 times. So you insert your hook. Make sure you have both yarn tail and loop underneath your hook here. Yarn over, pull under, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1 single crochet. We're going to do this 7 more times. Yarn over, pull under, yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to take this loose piece of yarn here, this is our yarn tail, and we're just going to grab it and pull gently, and this will close our loop, bringing a nice circle here. For our next round, we are going to single crochet, increase in alternates to make a total of 12. So in our first stitch here, we're going to insert our hook. We will yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Here's your first single crochet. In this next stitch right here, we're going to increase, which means we will do 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So we will insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and repeat. Put in that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. That's our first set. We're going to do that 4 more times. So in our next stitch, single crochet, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. In our next stitch, increase. So insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And in the same stitch, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Repeat this 2 more times. Here we go. This is our lovely start of our head. So our next round, we will be decreasing. For our first stitch, we will do a single crochet. So same as before, we will insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. For our next stitch, this will be our first decrease. You will see on our stitches, there's a front loop here, right here, and a back loop. There's 2 here. So we want to insert into our front loop of the next 2 stitches. So you can see here, I'm going to push my hook right in between these 2. That's the first one. And then using my hook, I'd like to twist it around to just hook under that first loop of my second stitch. So now I have 2 stitches sitting on my hook here. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's our first decrease. In our next stitch, we will single crochet, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and another decrease. So again, we will insert under that first loop using our hook. We pull through that second loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Repeat one more time. And one last time, single crochet and decrease. And that will leave you with a total of 8 stitches. And this finishes our turtle head. So we are going to leave a long tail because this will actually be sewn onto our turtle body at the end. What I like to do is to fasten off when I'm sewing something on later is do a slip stitch to the next stitch. So this is our final decrease. Take that next stitch, we're going to insert, pull through, and pull through. That just makes it a little bit more even when you go to sew this against the body later. And then to fasten it off all the way, just yarn over and pull that yarn tail all the way through and pull tight. So this is our turtle head. Before we completely move on from the turtle head for the time being, we are going to add our safety eyes. So again, with our 10mm safety eyes, I like to put them in between rounds 2 and 3, right off the middle of the head. So right this center here is the middle of your magic circle. So we go round 1 and round 2, and I'll put it right in those stitches right there. And then I'm going to go to the other side, just about even, and put through right there. So I like the way that looks, so I will now add the safety backs to these eyes. Make sure that your yarn tail is all wrapped up in there, which can provide enough stuffing, or you can add a little bit of extra polyfill stuffing to your head to give it its full shape if you like. Again, this isn't as necessary because you have enough yarn tail inside the head already from closing your magic circle that provides a little bit of stuffing, but if you want just a little bit of extra, you can add just a tiny little ball in the middle there. Okay, moving forward, we are going to start on the turtle shell. So this is where we'll grab our secondary color. And again, we will start with a magic circle. So we will lay that yarn tail over our fingers, wrap it around our middle and pointer, making an X. Insert under that first loop and hook to the second and pull underneath. Grab our working yarn there and we'll chain 1. This starts our magic circle. We will be doing 8 single crochets into our magic circle. So insert your hook under both yarn tail and magic loop. Yarn over, pull under, yarn over, pull through 2. That's your first single crochet. You're going to repeat that 7 more times. So again, we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I need one more. 8. All right, and then again, we take this tail and we gently pull and it will close our loop. So for our next round, we will be increasing a round for a total of 16. This is where you may want to add in your stitch marker, just in case any mistakes are made, you know where your starting stitch was for that round. So to start, we will insert our hook into this first stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. I'm going to add in my stitch marker right there. And into that same stitch again, we are going to insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So that is our first increase, and we're going to do that all the way around 7 more times. So again, for the next one, we got insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Insert in the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. We're again going to repeat that around to a total of 16 stitches. Okay, that's our 16 stitches done for the end of round 2. We'll remove our stitch marker here. In this next round, we will be doing a single crochet increase all the way around for a total of 24 stitches. So for this first stitch here, we will insert, do yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. This is our first single crochet. We'll insert our safety, our stitch marker, back into that first stitch. And in our next stitch, we will be doing the increase. So 2 single crochets into this stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2, insert again, yarn over, pull through 2. And we'll repeat that all the way around for a total of 24. Okay, that gives us a round of 24 stitches. For our next round, we will be changing back to our turtle body color, and we will be working in the back loop only of round 3. So typically, I'll take out my stitch marker here. We've been working into the stitch where both loops are above our hook. So for this round, we're going to work in just this back loop. So you want to insert your hook right between this front loop and the back loop to pull up just that back loop. We're going to add in our body color yarn. So leaving a little bit of a tail here. You're going to just pinch it against the back. You're inserting your hook into your back loop only. Yarn over with your new color, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. This has now joined your new color. There is a way to do this called an invisible color change, where this loop is also this color. However, with this pattern, it makes it tie in a little bit cleaner with the actual old color and the new color mixed together. So on a different video, I will show you the invisible color change, but for now, this is great. So for the rest of this round, I will insert my stitch marker to remember that is our number 1. We will be doing a single crochet decrease combination for a total of 16. So here was our first stitch, was our single crochet. The next one will be a decrease. Now typically, and doing the head, I showed you how to do the invisible decrease using the front loops only. Because we're working in the back loops, we will just be using the back loops for the same thing. So again, we'll insert into the back loop of our first stitch, and we'll use our hook to grab that second stitch back loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. A single crochet is next, and then again our back loops, insert and use our hook to grab that second back loop, pull through 2, pull through 2 for our decrease. You repeat this all the way around, single crochet, then a decrease for a total of 16 until you get back to your stitch marker. Remember to only use our back loop only. Okay, coming back to the end here, we've had our last decrease for our round. We can now cut our shell color, as we won't be using it anymore. And then I personally like to just tie a little knot from our new color and our old color. Keep them nice secure inside our little plushie. Take our little yarn tails in there. So we're going to take a little pause right here for a sec, and we are going to add our fins onto our body. So I like to just pull a little bit of a loop just to make sure it doesn't fall out. And I can take my hook out here. We have our 4 fins. Now I find they get a natural curve with the stitch sequence we used. So I find I like to flip one over so that they curve towards each other in opposite directions. And you can work with it a little bit so that the yarn doesn't curl as much and stay like a little bit flatter, because at the beginning you'll see it's very curled into itself. So as you just kind of stretch and work that yarn a little bit, it'll stay a lot flatter. So to start, keep it flipped upside down. This is going to be the back of our turtle here. So we have 16 stitches around. I like to add my first fins to be the back tail fins right next to our back here, right next to what will be kind of the bum. So I usually use my hook. I will go from the inside, push through the loops. I will grab one of my tails from the fin and just pull it back through. And then I will go to the next stitch beside it and do the same thing and use the other tail and pull that one in as well. Then once I have them here, I will tie a knot to secure them in place. When I make my bigger turtles, I will actually single crochet the fins into place and not have to sew them on or secure them on in a way like this. However, with this being such a small turtle, I find it easier to just tie them on versus trying to crochet them in place. So I'm going to do the same here for the second fin. It's a little bit harder to see because there's tails everywhere, but I am going to go first into the end of this stitch from my last decrease. I will wrap one of my tails around the hook and pull it through to the inside of the body. Again, I'm going to go one stitch over, and I will grab the other tail from the fin, wrap it around, and again, I'm just pulling it back through the body here, pulling that tail right in. Pull the tail so nice and tight, and tie a knot again to secure it in place. This is a really simple, easy method to tie or to sew or attach something onto your little crochet body. Again, usually I would crochet it in place with a bigger plushie, but for now, you can see here, this gives you your 2 back tail fins. So then I will go roughly 2 stitches apart. I will add in, so again, because I'm going from the inside to the outside, there's 2 stitches in between here. I'm going to attach my last 2 fins for the side. So again, I'm going to wrap that tail around and pull it right in. Alternatively, you can use your yarn needle and attach it to the tail and just thread that in there. And you can use that yarn needle to just insert and pull straight through onto the inside as well. Whichever you prefer is totally fine. It's just an easy way to get that yarn through into the body. And so one more time, I'll do it over here. I'll do it with my yarn needle again. I'm going to start with threading my needle here. So I want 2 stitches in between. So I will insert, there's my 1, 2, insert here. 1 too high, sorry. I'll insert here and pull that through. And then I will attach my other tail here. And again, insert that next stitch, pull through, and tie a knot to secure in place. All these tails then will get hidden inside the body here, which also act as some stuffing for your little turtle as well, which never hurts. Okay, we're going to start the last round for our turtle body. We're going to bring our hook back and insert it back into that loop. I don't want it twisted, so make sure it's nice and straight, and pull that yarn tail to make it tight on our hook again. We can take out our stitch marker here, and for this last stitch we will be doing 8 invisible decreases to close the body. So we are going to look through, this part here is a part of my last decrease, so this was my first stitch where I took my stitch marker out. We're going to go back to our regular invisible decrease, which means we're using the front loop only of the next 2 stitches. Pull through 2 and pull through 2. That's our first decrease. And we're going to do this 7 more times. So again, for our next stitch, insert the front loop only. Then we are going to cut with a long tail. We will cut our working yarn. We will pull through and fasten off. So here we have just the small hole left to close for the body. I like to insert just a little bit more stuffing to make him nice and plush. A good little squishy. And then we will attach our yarn needle. And we will sew the hole closed, going from the inside to the outside with our front loop only. We will insert and pull through, and we will do that for our 8 stitches around, pulling tight, and it will close the hole. It's nice and snug there. The hole is gone. So then we will just weave in our tails. I like to do this by inserting my hook into some of the stitches around the hole. Just kind of reinforces that hole. And we'll do one more this way. And then I will change direction and work it back. This just locks it in place. Then I will insert my hook and pull it out on the opposite side of the body, and then cut that tail. And usually we'll insert my yarn needle there and just work the spot where I pulled that yarn tail out, just to make sure that everything is well hidden inside. So here we go, we have our turtle body with our fins complete. So the last thing to do to have our completed turtle plushie is to attach the head. Now this can be a kind of intimidating part just because you have to sew it in place, but really it's pretty simple. And if you make any mistakes, you can completely take it out and start over, because everything at this point is fastened in place, right? This is sealed off, this is all closed, So you're just kind of sewing it in place wherever you like. So I've attached my yarn needle to the tail of my head. I like that fasten off to be at the bottom of the head. And I will just kind of place it in between those two front fins, about halfway on the shell and halfway on the body. I'll just kind of hold it there with my thumb. I like how that looks. So I will start sewing it on by inserting to the closest stitches on the bottom here. And pull back up. And then insert it into I like to do just the outer loop of that first stitch. I think it gives it a nice clean look. So right there onto the head, and again, then we'll work our way up and around the head one stitch at a time. And as you go, just keep looking at the placement of the turtle head. If it moves slightly to one side or the other, or up or down, and you don't like how it looks, just keep adjusting it as you go, and it should work out nice and clean the way you want it to look at the very end. There we go. So I have this nice fastened on turtle head. It's the same way that you closed your circle at the bottom, just to fasten off your working tail here from tying on the head. I will thread my yarn through a couple loops, and I will typically work back and forth again because I find it locks it in place better. And then when you like how it's fastened, I will insert and pull it out the other end. Pull it all the way out and trim. And here we are. We have our completed turtle plushie. That again is super fun if you just want a nice little pocket pal to go along with you. Or again, add this little keychain, which you can get from dollar stores, craft stores, Amazon, and add it to any bag you like to bring it along with you as well. I have added a link in the description below for the PDF version of this pattern. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments and I will get back to them as soon as I can. And I hope everybody gets to make their own little pocket pal and they tag me at Goodies Craft Co so I can see your awesome creations.